the basic structure of a course hearing, it would be about 30 minutes, usually around there, depending on how well you know the work and how quickly you can actually answer the questions. The questions from the expert are all based on the objectives that you did in the course, usually. So the questions they'll ask would come from the objectives that you did in the course. In my opinion, it's by far probably the best way to do it, because open-ended questions are much better. So the objectives within each of these courses, they're not open-ended questions, but they're in a way, because they don't test you specifically on like just name this, this, and this, and this. The expert is there to not only assess if you can answer a question 100% correctly, but to assess if you can actually understand the work that you're telling them about. So, I mean, it's one thing saying 1 + 1 is 2, but it's another thing actually explaining what addition is and having an understanding of what you're doing. So, in my opinion, that's a much better way of doing it than just putting a test in front of someone and having them just copy paste whatever they learned. After a successful course hearing, talking to an expert specifically on whatever course you're doing as well. This is so if you can talk to an expert about the subject that they are an expert in their field, and they are convinced that you are able to talk in depth about this subject, then 100% you sufficiently prove that you have fair amount of knowledge about this subject. I mean, if you go talk to a doctor or a surgeon, let's say someone who's a professional and operates people every day, and they ask you about the different parts inside a body, and you're not going to be able to name all of them. You're not going to be able to tell them what the procedure is. You're not a surgeon. But I can bet that another surgeon who studied that will be able to do that. So I think, yeah, a surgeon would be able to tell if another person is a surgeon or not. You can't fake it.